Hey guys, it's Ryan here again with Quickcast TCG. Got a beginner deck spotlight for you guys using the Book of Light ruler from the new set, Echoes of the New World. So I'm just going to run over each of the cards here quickly and just explain why they're here, what they're used for. There is the Gachalog deck list code in the bottom left there if you guys want to look at this for yourself. So just before I start, I just want to point out all the new cards are Lapis Cluster, so you've got another year on these before they rotate, so I wouldn't feel too bad about having to pick up any of these or maybe trade some stuff for them. So looking at the ruler, we see we have Book of Light. We can play Will of Hope cards for any attribute. We're going to take advantage of this by using green basic magic stones, and that gives us some good spells to work with. So the first resonator that we're going to be running is Red Riding Hood, Rainbow to the Heavens, from Echoes of the New World. She's a 1-drop Will of Hope, 400/400, and if you have 3 or more magic stones, she gets Flying and Swiftness, and offers good burst potential with some of the spells, as we'll see later. We have Pandora, Queen of Miracles, just 3 of these. Will of Hope 400/700. Whenever a J Resonator you control blocks, put a 1/1 counter on it. That's a good ability, but what we're really using her for is her second ability, which releases the seal abilities of light cards and spells we control. So we're looking to curve out Pandora into Millium. I'll get to Millium a bit later, but he's one of our bigger creatures and has a very good seal ability that we can take advantage of using Pandora. 2 Dark Alice, Manifestation of Rage, 2-drop 5/5. When it enters the field, we get to remove all resonators from our opponent's graveyard, and for each resonator removed that way, she gets +1/+1 counter. So this is obviously a very specific card. It might be something you're looking to side out if they don't play many resonators. And when this card leaves our field, we get to put a 1/1 shadow token into the field for each counter. So once they do manage to deal with Dark Alice, you get a wide board of 1/1 tokens. 3 Charlottes, sorry. You may pay 1 less to play Chance. Only reduces the void cost, not a coloured cost, which there is a void cost on most of the spells in this deck, and combos well with a spell we'll see later, Braille's Violation. We play a 3/0 the King's Blades. Quick cast 6/6 for 2 is very good. Ignoring the abilities, we would just play this for a 6/6 creature. It prevents our opponent from drawing multiple cards, however, so if they play a spell or a creature that lets them draw something, you can quick cast this in response to prevent them from drawing those cards. And resonators we control cannot be returned to our hands, which is just a bonus. 3 Millions is the card I was talking about earlier. 3-drop 8/8 Will of Hope. Gives all our other Will of Hope creatures +200/+200 and Barrier. Barrier is obviously a very, very powerful effect. And if we have 5 or more magic stones, Million gains Barrier himself. So obviously we could either get to 5 stones to use this, or combo him with Pandora, which releases the light seals, gives him Barrier, which is super powerful because then they can't remove him. 2 Precious, a late drop that we're hoping to ramp into, and offers very potent removal. When it enters the field, it gets to destroy a creature with 1000 or less attack. It gets 2 1/1 counters, and whenever it attacks, it does the same thing. So you could also buff this in response to its own ability to take out something with higher attack than your opponent was expecting, essentially. 4 Magic Stone Analysis. Searches their deck for a non-special Magic Stone, put into the field, puts it in Recovered. So it effectively costs 1 and gets us to stone ahead. This is one of our key spells and helps us reach our late game a bit quick. 4 Soul Debts. Soul Debts is a very powerful card from the new set. Costs 2 quick cast. Put a target resonator was put into a field this turn on the bottom of its owner's deck. So your opponent drops a big threat, you just cast this afterwards and it's on the bottom of the deck. Stops them from playing it out again, and is obviously a very, very good removal. 4 Kaguya Moonbeam Butterfly. This is also very good. Lets us search out some of our resonators if we can't find them for 1 more than their cost. It's obviously very good in a toolboxy sort of deck such as this. 4 Rail's Violation. Quick cast 1 Void to give a Will of Hope creature +8/+8 Barrier and Flying. This offers incredible reach, especially when combo with Charlotte. This is essentially free, so paired with something such as Red Riding Hood or maybe a Millium on the board, it gives us a lot of damage push, which is all we need in the deck. 4 Severing Winds. This is probably the best card out of Echoes, I would say. It's quick cast, cancel target spell for 4. However, if your opponent has played 2 or more cards this turn, it's free. This is really, really good. This is probably going to be one of the more expensive cards, so if you can't afford this, maybe look at replacing it with some other cards from the sideboard, which I'll get to in a minute. there's really no replacement for this card in Lapis Cluster. You'd just be looking at other cards you want to play in the deck. And looking at the stone deck, we see we have 8 wind magic stones, 2 light magic stones. You could look at putting a few more light stones in to help hit the Kagi's Moonbeam Butterfly. If you find that you're getting that in your hand a lot and you can't reach the light magic stones, but of course they can be searched out with magic stone analysis. So running through the sideboard, we play one of pretty much all the Will of Hope Resonators in the deck that we don't have 4 of. The book J Ruler can only fetch from your sideboard, you can't pull them from the deck. So it offers a little bit of a toolbox utility, so if you desperately need a 0 or something, you can Judgment into that. We also do play 1 Faria. Faria seems very good, 4-drop 9/9. Prevents the first damage to be dealt to this card, prevents the first damage to be dealt to you. So she effectively, if they attack with a creature, you don't block, and you don't take a damage. And then if they attack with something else, you can block with Faria, she doesn't take the damage. Is really, really good effect. Obviously, if your opponent's not expecting it, it can be a large threat. We also play 1 Alice, which can be fetched with the book. And if you have 4 stones, you're able to use her God's Art to prevent your opponent from playing any card. So if you find there's a really big threat your opponent's playing in their deck, maybe game 2 you could look at pulling this out and preventing them from being able to play that. We also do run 3 Galeforce. A lot of decks are running flying creatures at the moment, and as a 1-cost quick cast to destroy them, this is very powerful to sideboard into if you find yourself up against a deck with lots of flying creatures. We do run 2 Christie in the sideboard because she is incredibly powerful against decks that run darkness creatures, Judgmenting with the book obviously to get it out, or perhaps siding into them for game 2 or 3. You can look at getting these out and removing their large threats. And we also do run 2 Windsecluded Refuge. This is a Alice Cluster card, but it was reprinted in Vingolf 3, so it will be legal for the rest of Lapis Cluster. Just offers protection for our creatures if they do manage to get some removal through. So that's the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments if you play it and how it goes. Any improvements or suggestions you have, always open to hear any feedback as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.